Always trying to up the numbers, yeah, just so we can shine this summer, yeah. What's the price? I don't know the price. We just trying to live life in paradise. Lifestyle, 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 lifestyle. Oh, lifestyle, 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 lifestyle. What's the price? We don't know the price. We just trying to live life in paradise. Always trying to up the numbers, yeah, just so we can shine this summer, yeah. What's the price? I don't know the price. We just trying to live life in paradise. Lifestyle, 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 lifestyle. Oh, lifestyle, 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 lifestyle. What's the price? We don't know the price. We just trying to live life in paradise.
Welcome to tonight's episode. Once again, I'm your host, Samuel Hill, and you're watching the Black Money Market News. Tonight, as usual, I'm starting the show by reviewing the performance of the stock market indexes. Pretty much we have green across the board. We have a record-setting day on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the first day that is closed above the 26,000 level. It crossed it yesterday. We had this big 200-point drop yesterday, and then today we rallied back hard and gained over 300 points to close above that 26,000 level. S&P 500 also closed above the 2,800 level for the first time, off of a nearly 1% gain on the day. NASDAQ gained just over 1%, gained $74.59. It closed the day at 7,298 and some change. Russell 2000 was the big winner, up over 2%. That is in my numbers on there are wrong, so I have to update that. I apologize. But the Russell 2000 was also up today. In fact, let me take a look at the correct numbers because my infographic is incorrect. Sometimes when you're trying to do things fast, you don't catch it to the end. But the Russell 2000 was up 0.87% in the day at 1586. Gold was down slightly, and the euro US dollar was up 0.21%, and Bitcoin has rallied back just a little bit, up 2%, up $302 from the lows of yesterday. But I'm going to start off by going over this crazy crypto wave that's been going on. If you haven't been paying attention, the cryptocurrencies have fallen over 25% in the last 48 hours or so. This has been the big correction I've been telling people to look for weeks now. Ever since Bitcoin crossed that key 15,000 level back in December, I've been telling folks, hey, wait for the pullback. Wait for the pullback. It's going to test that 10,000 level. And today it crossed 10,000 and hit a low of just above 9,000. Let me go ahead and pull up the chart so you guys can take a look at it here with me. I have this on a 3-hour chart. As you can see, back at the highs in mid-December, we've kind of been on this steady downturn. with some brief rallies. But to me, this is the big correction we've been looking for. And in fact, now that I'm looking at this 3 hour chart, we are starting to get a positive crossover to develop in the MACD. Let me take a look at the 4 hour chart. It's coming together nicely there. Let's take a look at the 1 day chart. Still in bearish formation there, but am feeling more positive about the price action that we're seeing currently in Bitcoin. This recent correction has been on a big wave of volume. Volume is still going up, as you can see here in the chart. So with the volume returning back into Bitcoin, we've been able to see these big price action. A lot of it has been based off of some developments coming out of China, with them possibly looking to shut down their mining and exchange operations over in China. So that will be a big change in the market if that does come through fruition. Right now, China is the largest market for mining operations for Bitcoin. So if they do exit the space, to me that gives Bitcoin more opportunity from an individual standpoint. One, it will allow more miners in other countries to get on board and be, the effective backbone for the network. Two, the current correction has, definitely brought in better pricing to get people in. And three, the benefit of China leaving the market place, at least from the mining standpoint. There's been a lot of speculation of them being able to manipulate the Bitcoin pricing with the amount of mining capabilities that they have. Taking a look here at this 30-minute chart of Bitcoin, we see here that we've had this big breakdown in the pricing, sort of a brief rally with a drop in volume. Volume picked back up, and then we had this final leg down to 9,000. What I'm liking right now, the price action, is that it's breaking above this 11,500 level again. If it can break and keep above this 11,500 level, the next key level of support is going to be this 12,500. So look for this move to go from 11,500 to 12,500, and I think we'll be safe to say that we are back in a bullish market. We do have a bullish crossover currently on this 30-minute MACD. We are having this series of higher lows and higher highs develop. But again, with looking at some of the longer term, 4 and 3 hour charts, I would not be surprised if we do have a retest of this 9,000 level. It's been a key support level for a while, really since looking back at November was last time it was this low. So definitely some positive action right now in Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin Cash. Again, same type of formation of the bottoming out with this almost like double leg down with this recovery. Nice holding of the current price level after that switch up. Still positive on the MACD. So if you're in Bitcoin Cash, I would say this will be a good entry price if you aren't in Bitcoin Cash right now at this 1775 levels that we're looking at. Take a look at Ethereum. Again, we're having pretty much universal formations across the board here. Still looking at a 30-minute chart. We've had this almost double dip, double leg down within a nice sharp recovery. It's been trading in this range for the last couple of hours between 940, 950 level and the current 1,050 level. So if it can break through this 1,050 level, I think you can see a nice move up to 1,100. Starting to maybe get some concern on the MACD on Ethereum, but not too worried. Again, key levels of support you want to see it maintain would be either 900 or the 750 low that we saw early this morning, late last night on Ethereum. Um, let's take a quick look at Ripple. Where you at? Here we go. Again, on this 30-minute chart, a good channel upswing developing on Ripple. Let's take a look at the MACD here. Good positive movement on the MACD. Again, is retesting this $1.50 level. It can break out the $1.50. I will not be surprised if we see a quick move up to $1.90 on Ripple. If it does not break 150 and it retests the low, I would definitely look to maybe buy in around the $1.90 range on Ripple. So good price action developing in Ripple at this time. Looking more back at some stock news and the stock markets. Again, we've had some uh, last 2 days have been kind of crazy on the swings in the stock market. Let me go ahead and pull up the Dow Jones chart just so you guys can see some of the craziness that I'm talking about from a stock standpoint. Yesterday morning, it broke out above the 26,000 level for the first time and then pulled back hard down over 200 points yesterday from the intraday high to the intraday low. And then today we rallied back above the new all-time high that we set yesterday and closed above 26,000 for the very first time. Good positive price action with that. I think yesterday you saw a lot of weaker hands kind of shake out. And then today you saw the buyers kind of return. We do have a good positive MACD formation right now. Again, we're looking at this 30-minute chart. I'm going to bring this out to a 4-hour chart just so you guys can see. We're still at this upper range of the MACD. We see with the Bollinger Band, we have an increase in volatility. And in fact, let's go ahead and take a look at the VIX, the volatility index. The volatility index looks to have been putting in at least a new short-term low back on the third, last week. And then today it's kind of rallied and then pulled back earlier, but then the rally has continued in VIX. My prediction is that we may see a spike above 1350, 14, and then I would not be surprised if we start beginning to test the lows of 10 and back into the $9 pricing range on the VIX. If you play the VIX, been a lot more movement in VIX. So if you play the VIX, now is a good time to maybe buy some protection once we get this next leg down if you've been long in the market. A lot of expert analysis have been saying that, short VIX has been one of the most heavily traded trades and heavily established positions currently in the market. But looking at just the amount of volatility we've been seeing since the start of this year, I think we may be looking at a period of increased volatility, at least for the next couple of months, which is always a good thing. Volatility just means that there's price fluctuation, that there's up and downward pressure, which is a sign of a healthy market. It's just when you start getting VIX out of control, normally you are in a major downswing and you may want to start trimming your position. So we'll still say staying long overall on stocks, but let's definitely keep a lookout on what's happening with VIX. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. We'll take a look at the SPY ETF. Again, you kind of see yesterday morning we had that big pop up with the correction down, and then today closing above 2,700, 27.9 on the S&P. Good, solid MACD bullish formation. So still be long SPY. We are in earnings season, so we are going to get a lot of more reports that can drive the market forward. Last few days, you had some of the big banks and big financial institutes report. A lot of them have been taking some write-downs with the changes in the tax policy. So you haven't seen big price appreciation in the financial companies, even though most of them have beat earnings estimates prior to their one-time write-downs. Now, what these one-time write-downs are attributed to, again, are the changes in the tax code, because taxes were at 32 odd percent or so, with it being lowered to 21%. A lot of those financial institutes have, pretty much tax credits for the losses that they accumulated in previous years. And now that the tax rate has decreased, those credits on the books had to be reduced. And so those one-time write-downs are just one-time things. So you may be getting some great buying opportunities in some of these larger financial institutes like Bank of America, like Goldman Sachs, with their recent earnings reports where they were beating on revenue. They may even beat on earnings prior to those one-time adjustments, but because of those one-time adjustments, they kind of had a negative pull down or at least flat on their pricing. So good price movement. Well, sorry, good developments there from an earnings standpoint. Let's have Andreas asking about TRX. I am not 100% sure about TRX, haven't did my due diligence on it, but let's just take a look at the chart, maybe look at it from a technical standpoint. And they don't have a TRX USD, they just have TRX Bitcoin. Let's take a look at it. Right now, over the last 8 hours or so, we got this big upswing, big rise with this price compared to Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the MACD because it looks like volume levels and movements pricing is so low. We got to zoom in very hard on it. Still has a positive crossover in the MACD. My at least short-term concern with it is this. Now that I switch to this 30-minute chart. Is this outswing above the Bollinger Band? If you know technical analysis, whenever you see a move to the outside of the Bollinger Band, you normally will expect it to correct towards the middle. We've had this little correction, at least temporarily. I would say if you are trying to get into TRX, just from a technical standpoint, I would be looking at maybe the 632 like Satoshi level, 630 Satoshi level on here versus the 660 that we're looking at now. Volume is remaining steady. So as long as we have this continued volume, looking at this 30-minute MACD, I'm definitely seeing this bearish crossover. So I would say if you aren't in it, if you're trying to look like you want to get in it, maybe start a position around the 630 level, maybe even bring it down to that 600 level to look for, for some levels of support with this recent uptick that we've seen, this recent price appreciation. Because I mean, you've gone from roughly, when was this? 2 days ago, it was 394 or so on the Satoshis, and now you're spiked above 700. So you had a nice double up. So if you were in it prior and got in on that short-term low, you definitely are back into positive territory. If you got in prior to that, it looks like you may be breaking back even, depending on when you got in. Because as you can see here, it did spike to well over 2,000 and is kind of fell off since then. That was looks like at the beginning of last week, it hit those levels and it's kind of trailed back off. It did hit this level of support and is now kind of rebounding above it. So I will say that again, from a technical standpoint, you are getting in at good levels. I would say maybe wait for a slight more pullback, maybe down to that 630, 600 level when you're looking at TRX. Again, that's just from a pure technical analysis. I'm not familiar with the fundamentals of the TRX coin, so I can't give it a full recommendation. I am just giving my recommendation off of pure technical analysis and reading the charts on that. Taking a look at some other market news. Again, we are in earnings season. We should be having some major announcements coming out from some more banks and some big movers. In fact, let me see if I can just pull up. this PDF. Now, you want access to this PDF file. It is exclusive for my Patreon members. You can see the link at the bottom, patreon.com/Black Money Market News. On this report, what are you getting are the earnings reports and estimates for some of the major companies for the week. And I'm also giving you some option plays and opportunities that you can take advantage of that I think show some good support with their expirations and buy prices and target sell prices. So looking at for the next few days, looking at tomorrow on Thursday, we are looking at for before the open, we have TSM Taiwan Semiconductor, one of the large semi-chip manufacturers, reporting in the morning. Morgan Stanley reports in the morning. Morgan Stanley reports in the morning. A little bit of a tongue twister. Apologies on that. Another one to take a key look out for is going to be JB Hunt to help take a look at the transportation industry to make sure that there's still good and positive earnings growth and potential there. At the close tomorrow, IBM reports, American Express reports. That's my pick for tomorrow's close. There's been a lot of earnings growth in the credit card processing space. Talking Visa, talking American Express, looking at Square from the small business standpoint. I believe my personal opinion is that they're going to smash this $1.50 earnings estimate. I'm predicting $1.65, maybe even $1.70 on the high end of that scale there. And then Canadian Pacific is going to be another key. Canadian Pacific Railway be another key earning report to look at again from a transportation standpoint. And then at the close on Friday's open, I would say recommend following Schlumberger, one of the big oil and gas supply companies when it comes to the equipment from a drilling and exploration standpoint, especially with the price appreciation, oil breaking through the $60 level and holding. So again, some good earnings reports to keep a lookout for right there. If you want full access to my PDF with my top option plays for the week, definitely go to the Patreon page, patreon.com/Black Money Market News for those picks. Another comment is Sumo Coin, how's it looking? There's so many cryptocurrencies out there nowadays. I'm not 100% sure, again, on from a technical from a due diligence and what it is really about compared to other cryptocurrencies. I can't really give you my best advice that way. I'm trying to see if I can find the charting for it, and I'm not even seeing it here on TradingView, so I can't really give you my opinion. Josh, sorry about that. But maybe you can send me some links. I can do some due diligence and maybe give you my opinion on it on another show. James is asking about HBP. Not seeing it either, my man. You're not talking about Halliburton, are you? I don't think that's their I don't think that's their symbol, but y'all referring to Halliburton, are you, James? All right, let me open up the phone lines. Again, if you have any questions, go ahead and give me a quick call. I'll take your call live on air, answer your questions, try to get you guys my best opinions on either your coin or your stock. Again, I do my best to do as much due diligence before the show as possible, but if I don't know from a fundamental standpoint, I'll definitely let you know, at least from a technical standpoint, how it looks on the chart. Again, the phone number you want to call right now is 405 633 3323. Again, that's 405 633 3323. I'm going to keep the phone line open for the next 5 minutes to take any more additional questions. Again, if this is your first time watching the Black Money Market News, the goal of my show is to bring financial and investment information from Wall Street to the street. I think that's one of the biggest things that needs to be addressed for the Black community is that we don't invest. And in fact, we get poor investment advice from a lot of our family members. Grandma saying, well, you got $100, don't invest it. You might as well throw it out the window. No, Grandma, you're wrong. I'm sorry. Yes, markets go up and markets go down. And a smart investor knows that you buy the dips, you sell the rips, and you steadily grow your investments. You invest in high quality companies. Excuse me. You invest in high quality companies, preferably those that are paying a dividend, and you watch and you monitor and you continue to do your due diligence. You read the earnings reports. You listen to the earnings calls so that way you know what you're investing in. Never invest blindly. Never invest because it's the hottest wave. I know a lot of people have been disappointed as of late because of some of the price movements in Bitcoin. They got in at 13,000, 15,000, heck, 18,000 and 19,000. But when you're buying at a peak and you see a large rally like that, that is not the time to buy. That is the time to sell. If you're already in it, that's when you trim a little. I'm not saying sell your whole position, but when you see a big price appreciation, an outside move, you always want to take a little bit off the top. The goal is to play with house's money. And what I mean by playing with the house's money is, let's say you put $1,000 into your investment. You want to grow that 1,000, grow that 1,000, grow that 1,000. And then once you get to 2,000, you want to start making sure you're trimming your position because now you pretty much are just playing with free money. Now you're playing and investing with money that you earned through investing. Now your money is making you more money. So again, the goal is always to get to that level where you're playing with the house's money, as some people would call it, and work your investments that way. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, Christixy. I've already talked about Ripple early in the show. I saved these shows. The shows will be on the YouTube page as well. So definitely rewind it whenever you get a chance to see my technical analysis of Ripple. If you're looking to invest there, Nathan, I am dropping you the link for the Patreon page now in the comment. In fact, I'll pin it to the top so that way it is there for everybody to easily access. Again, if you become a Patreon member, you're going to get my weekly video newsletter. You'll get my PDF with my market analysis from stocks. I'll also be showing you some trading techniques on the cryptocurrencies. All you got to do is sign up for, I believe the minimum is $10 on that to get that those bonus features on Patreon. There's any other questions? Again, I'm taking phone calls for the next 30 seconds or so before I shut down the phone line. Haven't had one in yet, but only normally get one or two when I do it. Again, I appreciate everyone that's watching tonight, everyone that's been supporting the Black Money Market News. Again, this year should be some exciting changes coming forth. Should have the website up next month, going hard with more market analysis, more information, some more community built around this platform. I'm looking for contributors. If you are someone that has investing experience, you're a financial advisor, you're a CPA, if you want to join the Black Money Market team, post videos, definitely reach out to me. I am looking for some more additional contributors to get on the team. And I should be getting some more special guests in the next few weeks as well. If you saw some other special guests I've had, CPAs on to advise you from an investing standpoint on how to handle your taxes. I had other financial advisors come on to give you guys some more financial education. So again, this video, this page, this show is all about promoting financial literacy, smart investing, and help change the economic conditions in the community that we living in, and for our family, for our kids, and for our future. Since there's no callers right now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up tonight's show. I'll be back Friday night with another episode of the Black Money Market News. We'll review again some more financial reports, take a look at some of the earnings that have came out, and we'll also be taking a look at the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency. Oh yeah, I want to end on one thing. I posted this article a little bit earlier before I started the show about BitConnect. I had a lot of people ask me previously about BitConnect because of how it was. They said it was a great investment opportunity. You could buy Bitcoin, you could buy the BitConnect coin. It automatically paid you, a dividend. You got it on a contract, so you were secure. And once these cease and desist letters hit from a couple of state attorney generals, they had to shut down pretty much their entire operation. Their coins dropped over 90% from their highs, and now they are, pretty much putting a kebab on it. My advice, if you're looking to get in cryptocurrencies, never buy into an investment company that is building up its own platform around its individual coin. Never buy into contracts that are open-ended, where you put your money in and they're just paying you a dividend and you get your money back out. It's bound to be a pyramid scheme in a way, which is what a lot of other analysts have said about BitConnect. And I hope that the few people that reached out to me about it did take my advice and stay out of BitConnect. Again, my personal advice is control your own reins. Work your own investment opportunities. Get you your own digital wallet, join an exchange or two, and work your own money. Now, if you don't have the financial know-how to do so, there's tons of opportunities to learn. I teach one-on-one lessons. I'm also an advisor on a Bitcoin and gold boot camp where we teach cryptocurrency investing and gold savings, and how you can turn your money you make into Bitcoin to buy gold, and that way you have it in a whole nother asset class, and then that money and wealth that you generated is protected. So if you're looking to learn, definitely reach out to me. I've also posted other pages to people that teach. So if you want to learn, there's tons of resources out here to teach you, but always be smart about your investing. Control your own investments as much as possible. I think I've said enough. The Tonight Show was a little long than what I normally like. I try to keep it under 20%, under 20 minutes. Sorry, 20%. I try to keep it under 20 minutes, but tonight's show is a little long. I appreciate you once again watching. See you guys Friday night. And this has been tonight's episode of the Black Money Market News.